Hello and welcome to the Bill with Baer workshop. We'll pick my hood up. I wore a costume, kind of, sort of, not really. Hi to everybody who's watching the stream. Oh, it didn't cover. I found my Jedi robe in my costume bin and said, "Hey, I could put that on." Dude Wants Rug is here. Harold's here, of course. I'm throwing the motes in there. If you're a subscriber, throw the motes in there. Thank you for being here on this Halloween stream. Happy Halloween, everybody. Leo, happy Halloween to you. Happy Halloween to everybody. Happy Halloween, Ultron. Welcome. Yeah, I am wearing my Jedi robe. I could do this. I can do it like this here. It's a lot. There's a lot of hood. Lashbrook is here. Hi, Lashbrook. There's a lot to this hood there. I'll just do it like that. There we go. There we go. That's good. That shouldn't interrupt with the microphone. And puts me in a costume, right? Yes, I do have a Jedi robe. Yes, I do have a shirt that goes with it, but it doesn't fit great. And I didn't want to wear it, so I'm wearing another shirt. I'm wearing my Midnight Channel shirt, which you can't see anyway, but whatever. I'm gonna hate this and eventually just pull the hood down. But for now, I got the robe on. I felt like this was a way to do a costume. I hope you're having a good night. I'm having an okay night. It was a bad brain day today. I'll admit that. I want to be a place where folks can chat about real stuff and be real and be earnest. I gotta change my category. Forgot. I was in just chatting yesterday for the or for the gaming stream. Because I didn't want to be in Jackbox and have randos come in that weren't cool. We did have a random person who, he wasn't random to us, but he was new to us, Andrew, who was great. Andrew knows me from Giant Bomb stuff and PAX, but hadn't been in the stream before and won one of the games. That was really fun. But anyway, digression. I haven't had the best brain day today, and definitely made some mistakes at work, which I'm not happy about, and I look forward to somebody calling me out on. Probably going to deal with that tomorrow. It'll be okay, but yeah, not the best brain day. But I'm looking forward to this, and I hope you are too. Building Lego, and Harold says, have you seen Loading Ready Run Road Quest? Well, Harold, yes. Luckily, it comes out at enough time for me to be able to watch it on Mondays before I stream. Because my Monday priority right now is work my day job, watch the anime that comes out on Monday, which is the Didn't I Say Make My Abilities Average to the Next Life, and then watch Road Quest before the stream starts or after the stream. But yes, also, I enjoy Tinker Tailor Soldier Fry, which is another Loading Ready Run, is a Twitch stream that they archive. And they're carving big pumpkins, so I'm going to watch that either in the VOD archive or I'll watch it on YouTube when it posts later. But that sounds fun too. People I like carving pumpkins. What's not to like, right? So here's the thing. Polls are now a thing in Twitch. I can run a poll. Now, for bigger streamers, they added some stuff that makes a lot of sense. For a streamer of my level, there's some features in here that suck. So I can ask a question with minimum two responses. And here's the thing. You can use bits to get extra votes, or votes could count twice, or I could do a subscriber only, and I think only one of those is a good thing. I think subscriber only poll is cool. That's a cool, nice little thing. In the same way that subscriber only chat is cool, but I don't do it. But yeah, extra votes. You could buy votes in a poll, and I think that sucks. Now, bigger streamers, where the number of people voting could be in the hundreds or the thousands, adding in those bits doesn't really feel like a big deal. For my stream, where right now there are not that many of you, hi Christian, welcome. There are not that many of you watching. Me throwing in the option for you to get extra votes or have subscribers vote count twice, that doesn't seem democratic or cool. So we won't do that. But I am going to do a poll. I'm going to go to the overhead, and then I'm going to type in some words, because I want you to vote, the folks that are here in chat, to vote on, at least that's an opted thing. Ultron, you're totally right. If it was a thing that you had to opt out of, that would be a bummer. But it is just a thing. So we're going to vote on which one of these I should do first, because we are going to get back to the Gerbera, which we were working on Monday. But it's Halloween, so we're going to build this. So let's, I'm going to create a poll. Which one first? And then which? Or vampire. We're not going to allow voting with bits. We're not going to do subscribers vote count twice. We're not going to do only. The longest you can make a poll is 3 minutes. So I'm going to start that poll. So now I can view results when it's over. And I can end the poll, and I can delete the poll. So it should pop up for you. And you can vote on which one I'm doing first. And then I can review the results once it's over. Which is a cool little thing. I like this. Instead of having to do a flash poll and put a link up and everyone click a link to go to a poll, you can just do it. This seems like a thing they should have. That is just the Green Goblin. It's a witch. Look, she's got a cauldron right there. That's definitely a witch. And also, very easily a Green Goblin. But yes, this is neat. Christian, I think it's neat too. Because often like people will do flash polls or whatever, and a lot of times when a somebody running a stream, streamer wants to ask the audience what they think or what should I do, they would just ask, and then a lot of people have to type furiously, and you just kind of gauge it. Now, maybe 3 minutes is too long. I've learned now that 3 minutes is too long because I want to know sooner. But I should have done that sooner, especially because not everyone's going to vote. Some of you are not near you're not near a keyboard or your mouse. You've got it on a screen. You're doing whatever. You're on your phone, and it didn't open up. So maybe I don't want to do a poll that's this long, which I just learned, which is cool. And I don't know how polls might be something like, if we had it last night, I would have said, which Jackbox game should we play next? And would have let y'all vote. That's something I could have done. While I'm waiting for this poll to end, I can tell you, this is the first Brickheads we're ever building on stream. This is not a Brickheads, although it might as well be. One of these this is one more piece than this one. And then someone on Twitter, whose name I cannot remember, and I apologize for who pointed out, said that I should switch out this and make this account Chocula, which would be a fun mod that maybe we'll do in the future. But we won't do tonight, because also I don't think I had the right pieces to make that work. But I like that. And I bet someone's done that, and I bet there is a parts list to do that mod, because it's a good idea. Because this could be Count Chocula with the buck teeth. It's pretty easy. Also, this bat is cute, and I like the bat. And the witch is cool. We're going to build both. Also, this Brickhead's instruction book is very tiny, which I don't love a tiny instruction book. I understand. I don't need it to be big, but I don't love it. All right, so, I got a pop-up that told me that which one. That's cool. All right, I'm going to move that out of my way because I don't want to look at the polls. And we'll put this over here too because I don't want to look at that. Which one? Well, the which one? The which one won? We're gonna build this one. Okay. Gotta save Dracula for the main event, says Lashbrook. All right, I appreciate that. Probably shouldn't have worn my bandana if I was going to wear this, but whatever. I don't care. Like I said, this is not staying the whole stream. There's no way I'm going to be doing that. I just know. I like the holiday ones here because they've got like Santa, Mrs. Claus, and a turkey. I don't know why. I guess I could buy the turkey. Now, an anonymous person bought these too. I should say that. Thank you to the anonymous person that bought these. I put them up because I wanted to build them on Halloween, and someone bought that, and that's cool. Oh yes, I am Count Von Count. That's right. If you in role models, it was voted that I am the Count, which I will take, and I will be glad about. So first things first. If you haven't been to a Lego stream before, for me, well, the first thing we've got to do is we've got to knoll. Knolling is essential. Now, obviously, there's a 151-piece kit, right? Yeah. So not that many pieces, but instead of just going like this and digging around, we're just going to put colors, like colors, and then there will be some that don't have any like color for it, and that will be easy to find. But yeah, we're just going to do purple, brown, and whatever, and we're just going to very quickly organize. Now, if I was doing this off stream, I would do things like this in order to make my life easier and make it stackable and easier to find, but we don't have to worry about that. And I don't have, one thing I didn't grab is, I don't have my tool. I don't have a brick separator on me. If I need one, if it comes up that I need one, I can get one very quickly. So I am not concerned about that, because there's one on the opposite side of the wall right over there. Neat lavender. Yes, these are great colors here. I'm appreciating this color very much. All these colors look really nice, which is cool. A little bit. No stickers or decals, so they do the pre-done ones, which is fun. But yeah, I've been looking forward to this all day. As I said, it's kind of a weird brain day for me. It was a day that I wasn't feeling particularly great. And I knew I had this, and I do look forward to streams, and I've been looking forward to this for a while, because I got these not too long ago, so I've just been sitting on them waiting for it to be time to build. And now we get to do that. So yeah, we're just going to separate, and colors I don't have a lot of, I kind of put together. This is weird. This is going to be a pumpkin, but it's also definitely a head. This is definitely a Lego head, because we're doing the brick head, and so it's just a big person. And that's weird, right? That doesn't feel great. It feels odd that we got a pumpkin in here. Very clearly is the head of a Lego minifig. Totally completely feels like a Friday. Have to remind myself that there's work tomorrow. Yeah, Leo. And then also I have to remind myself. Oh, you can make a pumpkin person, right? If it's a witch, it could have been one. Lashbrook, you're totally right. It could have started off as a person at some point and is now not a person anymore. It's now a pumpkin. So I have to remind myself that Friday is a weird day for me, because I've been working at the new day job, and my hours are 10 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. with a 30-minute break I got to clock out of, right? Which is fine. That's cool. But on Fridays, I need to be at my night job as a tech at 10 p.m. Oh, 10 a.m. Christian, 10 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. is when I work. 10 a.m. till 6:30 p.m. with a half an hour break. Yeah, I may have said that wrong. But on Fridays, I have to be at the theater that I work at 6:45, because the theater I work at moved, and now they're doing earlier shows. So it used to be that I would get there, that I wouldn't have to be there till 8:45, and I lived right near there, so it would only take me 15 minutes to get to work. So I had this nice break. So now on Fridays I'm working 9 a.m. till 5:30 p.m. with a half an hour break that I have to clock out of. That's mandatory. And then I go from there. I just hang out, get ready, do whatever I gotta do, and then I have to leave at like Um, well, let's see. So it takes me so I'll give myself half an hour because it takes like 20 something minutes. So I have to give myself a half an hour to get there. So I got to leave at like 6. So it's like, ugh, it's rough. It's going to be fine, but it is feeling a little rough. Uh, Friday is going to be a weird day. Because, like I said, Friday, I start an hour before I normally do because my schedule is generally pretty set, which is fine and I'm happy with. And I want my schedule to be set because I like structure in a world without it. But it does mean that several times that like on Friday is just going to be a really long day. And then this Friday I've got 2 shows to tech. I'm just looking at the calendar right now. I got 2 shows to tech, and I'll be done earlier than I normally would. Normally, I would be working late into Friday, so my Friday isn't going to go that late. But it does mean that I have to get dinner when I'm out, or bring my dinner with me, and it is going to be a bit of a rush on Friday. Fridays are not going to be fun because it's already the end of a work week, and also I'm going to be very tired. So there are a couple Fridays where I don't have my night work, so it'll just be my day job, and that will be good for my brain. But there will be some Fridays that, like this Friday, will be bad for my brain and my body. It also means that I most likely will upload this stream to YouTube, send out the video to my Patreon, and then go to bed. And try to go to bed very early tonight is my goal. That is the goal. We'll see if it works out. See if I can just fall asleep right when I want to. I bet I won't. I bet I won't. It's a good trial run to find out if I need to stop teching on Fridays. I don't want to. I like it. I think I've proven to myself that I can work my day job and then stream. Take a break and then, have a couple hours, eat, relax, watch some videos, get caught up on anime if I have to, which I did tonight, and relax and then stream. I've been able to do that, and think I'm doing all right. Because this will be the 3rd time this week that I did that. So I'm feeling okay about that. It's can I work the day job and the night job that I'm a little concerned about, and I'm going to find out. Because I don't want to give up either. I don't want to give that up. And especially I work on Sundays, but I also don't want to I like my Saturday right now. My Saturday is relax, catch up on stuff. I'm going to do laundry on Saturday. I'm going to shoot a bunch of videos on Saturday, and then I'm going to stream at night. And I like that. And then Sunday is kind of relaxing, and then I go and I do my okay, so we'll build here. That's good. And then Sunday, I go and relax, and then go into work and tech. So I like that. All right, so we'll make sure I'm building in a space you can see me build, which will be here. There's the instruction book, so you can see that. And let's build a kit. We're finally ready to start building. Feel like I've been pretty selfish in what I'm talking about. I am going to retweet because I know it's Halloween, and it's that weird thing where a lot of people partied over the weekend, and then also a lot of people are partying tonight, or they're partying tonight, or both. So I'm not sure, but I was hoping we'd have a few more folks with us tonight because Thursday's usually a little bigger, and I was also kind of hoping that people would want to check out this kind of odd build idea of it's not that odd comparatively, but a little different than the normal build. Working on our Lego. Let's see. I did not have any candy today. I almost bought some candy when I went grocery shopping, but decided not to. But I thought about it. This is the first year in many years that I did not hand out candy. the theater that I worked at previously, my job at UCB, even when I wasn't teching, I would go in and hand out candy because that neighborhood, walking down Avenue a lot of people brought their kids to that neighborhood and hit the businesses up. So I would hand out candy, and it was great because it's fun to hand out candy and to see costumes, and you know that was a cool bit of business that I'm gonna miss that I missed this year. I got to dress as a cool evil wizard cult leader today at work. Hell yeah, Ultron, that sounds rad. Yeah, oh, Ultron, bringing the content that I should be asking about. Did y'all dress up? Let me know. If you're watching this and you're like, I did dress up, let me tell you about what I wore. Or, no, I'm not allowed to. Or, no, I chose not to. Let me know. If you dressed up for work or for hand out candy or just because it's Halloween and you're like, oh, I guess I'll dress up here in the apartment. I put this robe on and took a photo. And felt pretty good about that, but that is the extent of it other than obviously the stream. There was my new job had a Halloween party, and they invited the people that work remotely, if they're near New York, to come, and I almost went, but party started at 6:30. I worked till 6:30. I was like, I'm not going to go to the party and then come back and stream, and I'm not going to not stream so I can go to be awkward with people I don't know who are technically my coworkers, but I don't know them. I don't know them yet. I know them from Google Hangouts. Leo says, and what was your Halloween costume? Oh, I just put this on. Leo's making a joke at Ultron's expense, which is a good joke. I got to dress as a cool evil wizard cult leader today at work. And then Leo says, and what was your Halloween costume? Very good, Leo. I got it. Took me a second. I apologize. Sexy evil wizard. Ultron's reply. But yeah, I wore this for like a hot minute and took a photo to post because people were posting photos of them in costume. One dude straight up was just in a cool NASA costume that was rad. Like that. So people were doing parodies of things. There's some makeup. Some good stuff out there. Good work out there. As I said, I put no thought into my costume other than, I guess I should have a costume. Let me find what is at the top of my costume bin. This. This was at the top of my costume bin. Therefore, it is what I'm wearing. All right, so this goes like this. And we put... This is coming together nice and fast, nice and easy. But yeah, did anybody else wear a costume today? Or did you have grand plans? Leo says, last time I dressed up for Halloween, I think it was 2008, as a very much out of shape crow. Hell yeah, Leo. Yeah, I mean, it's not for everybody, and it's not something people do. I mean, there's also I know a lot of cosplayers that are like, yeah, I don't do Halloween because I wear costumes 10 or 20 times a year. And I get that. Hey, you're here right now watching me stream, and you're not at a costume thing, so maybe you were just like, I'm not going to go out for Halloween. No kids come around, so I'm not going to dress up to hand out candy. I'm going to be watching Baer build Lego sets, so I'm not going to put a costume on, and that's cool. Or maybe you're like, I don't do it. Ever. I get that too. I have not dressed up for Halloween in a very long time, says Hasbrook. Yeah, I get that. That is your right, of course. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, what was I going to say? One of my favorite years, I just went into a store, one of the pop-up Halloween stores that's just in some old, building that is vacant, and they just made it a Halloween store. I went in there and just bought a tattoo sleeve, one of those things that just you pull on, it's just whatever, and it's a tattoo, and it came with 2 of them. So I just pulled it on, and then I went as Tat Baer. That was a good pun, and people liked it. And people got it, and some people were like, "What are you?" And I would say, "Oh, I'm Tat Baer." And those are people that knew me, laughed, and liked it. And then a couple people were like, "I get what that is." Halloween is not a thing here, so I just watch horror movies all month. Christian, that also, obviously, and I do apologize that sometimes I don't think about how I'm very U.S. centric, and I apologize if I don't often consider the fact that if it's not a thing where you are, then you don't make it a thing. There's a photo floating around of somebody in a costume and was like, met all of my Finnish, my first year at Halloween in Finland, met all of my fiance's friends. They didn't know I was in a costume. And like it's just a photo of like somebody in, I forget what it is. It's some kind of like lumberjack getup, and they're just like, definitely nobody knew. They just thought that's what that person looked like. My little sister always crushes it with Halloween ideas. This year she was King Bob from the cartoon Recess. Wow, Leo, Recess. That is a cartoon. I haven't thought about Recess in a hot minute. Heck yeah, that's great. I like that. That's a fun one. Yeah, I got a lot of very inventive friends that come up with some interesting things. You know, being in comedy and all that, people are always doing some weird shit. And then it's just an odd thing, like so much of life, right? The internet is a big place and also a very small place. And then people I know from the world of the internet that I follow online will retweet my friend Katie's incredible Babadook photo, which is one of the brightest things on Twitter. And here's a fun fact. You may know this photo. This photo of the throwback to when I dressed as the Babadook in a more of a drinking wine party. There's a photo of a girl dressed as the Babadook and no one else is in costume. That very viral video. That young lady, Katie Dippold, wrote The Heat as well as the reboot of Ghostbusters. Katie is a fantastic comedian and writer, and it rules that is also a weird thing that she is known for, as being the Babadook person. 2 years ago, your sister was Winona Ryder from the very first season of Stranger Things, and she rigged up some LED Xmas lights in her hands. Hell yeah, Leo, that rules. That's very cool. So this seems to be like we're building the base and then we're building around, but it's a lot of like turn it and build a thing, turn it and build a thing. And it's just like, make up your mind. You're making me turn this piece around a lot. It'll be fine. All right, put that there. But yeah, I don't know what was. One year I went. I got a bunch of steampunk bullshit, and that was my costume. I was a steampunk cowboy, akin to Briscoe County Jr. That was an alright costume. I've done Jedi, but like full thing, lightsaber, no glasses, kind of went full on there. That was a fun costume. I got a weird mask because a weird, completely, totally odd, like Grim Reaper mask with like light up eyes, and I was working that night, so people like would just see me in the reflection of the tech booth. I thought that was pretty cool. You may remember me from last year where I built very cheaply and very poorly a Lego piece, and it was just a big piece of cardboard with rope so I could wear it in front of me, and then 6 solo cups, and then I spray painted all of it blue, and I went as a blue Lego piece. I thought that was an okay. That was very DIY and very just like, I need a costume. I'm gonna do a costume. My coworkers and I were supposed to do a group costume, and then they decided not to. So then I built that instead. Harold is now hosting. Thank you for hosting the stream, Harold. I appreciate that very much. Thank you, friend, for that show of support. Go over there. This got asked last night. I'll bring it up now. I am not participating as of the time of this stream. I am not participating in any Extra Life video stuff. I put the call out to be available. There exists the possibility that I might hop in during someone's stream right now. I've mentioned it to a couple people. The possibility exists, but right now I am not jumping in anywhere. And that's okay. But hopefully somebody will be like, oh, yeah, help us out. So we'll see. Oh, you didn't realize you hadn't been. Yeah, Harold, but that's no big deal. It's always appreciate it when you host. But yeah, the drummer, the dumber, not drummer, the dumber the costume, the more I like it. Indeed, Christian. A silly costume, I think, is great. You know, I like a good pun. I like a good parody. I like a good goof. These are things that I like. So yeah, if people want to throw together something weird, I'm all for it. Always have been. Always will be. The big bummer is when someone puts a lot of effort to a costume that I just do not get, and that is the night that they have where like nobody and it's not because it's a parody, it's because it's just a good like I don't know the TV show Winona Earp, so if your Halloween costume is Winona Earp, I'm not gonna know. I'm just gonna think you're a lady cop, which is okay. Okay, I don't know, or a cowboy, you know. Harold, thank you for the bits. Let's throw the Bear Cave emote and the Lego emote in there, and thank Harold for those bits and coins. Are always appreciated. Of course, we do see that the leaderboard will reset tomorrow, as tomorrow is November, and of course there is also the gift leaderboard with Andrew. Is the top of that. There's now a leaderboard for gift giving. So if you want to gift someone a subscription, you could do that, because at the 10 o'clock hour, in 20 minutes, a subscriber is going to win the Vidar, the Full Mechanics, or it's not Full Mechanics, Iron Blood Orphans Vidar. They put it out before they named it Full Mechanics, and it's a Full Mechanics kit, but they don't call it that. The Vidar is a fantastic kit. I can't wait to give that away to a subscriber, which I will do at the 10 p.m. hour. So if you want to give someone a subscription, they could win. Or you could win if you're a subscriber. Make sure you renew that subscription so you get that coolness. Leo asks, favorite horror-themed movie? Well, Leo, I don't love horror as a genre. I don't like to be scared. I don't mind being made to cry or being made to feel uncomfortable. But my uncomfortability is usually from like odd situations and not horror. Because it is more of a revenge flick than it is a straight up horror movie, although it is considered by many to be a slasherish film, I will say that my two are Hostel, which is obviously much more of a revenge flick. I think there's only a couple parts that are too gross out for me, but because it's a revenge story, I find it engaging. And my main horror movie is Alien, which is, while Aliens is an action movie and suspense, Alien is a fucking horror movie, and I love it. And those are both semi-cop-outs, and I am okay with that because it's what I like. I'm including horror themes like What We Do in the Shadows or Shaun of the Dead. Okay, Leo. Well, if you're including that, Maybe Attack the Block, which features monsters, like alien monsters, and is a suspenseful movie. Uh, or perhaps if you really want to extend it into a movie with a big monster, this is such a stretch that like I feel bad about this stretch, is to say like Little Shop of Horrors is my favorite horror movie because it does feature a big old monster. Uh, and Skid Row, which is frightening for some people. No, I mean that's mostly yeah. Little Shop of Horrors is great. It's probably Alien. I mean, Alien is just like a great suspenseful movie. Very well acted, very well directed, incredible special effects, practical effects for certain. Uh, just a great movie. Aliens, great action movie. Different vibe. I appreciate that they didn't go back to the well. They built on it and they did their thing they had to do. Alien 3, no thank you. Other Alien movies, haven't seen them. Don't have any interest in it. Hocus Pocus, says Harold. I mean, Hocus Pocus is just a great fucking movie. Hocus Pocus is great. Worst Witch is great. Teen Witch is great. Not Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Teen Witch, which has some of the best terrible rapping ever. Such good terrible rapping in that movie. Strong choices by the younger brother in Teen Witch. Worst Witch is great. Worst Witch I never saw as a kid, which I wish I had. I saw later and really appreciate it. I don't see Little Shop. I didn't see Little Shop until only a few years ago, shamefully. I can't believe that puppet of Audrey 2 is real. That puppet is incredible. Ernest Scared Stupid. Ernest scared the hell out of me as a kid. Okay. I mean, sometimes it doesn't have to be a horror movie to really mess with you, you know? Like, I mean, we are not going to talk about this on this stream because I am not interested in talking about it, but like, hey, the original version of Oldboy really fucked me up for a real long time. That movie definitely, like, stuck with me in an affected manner. But I would not consider it to be like a horror movie. So, did I do this wrong? Or is there supposed to be a gap there? I'm going to look at the booklet here. Nope, there is a gap there. Okay. There's a gap here, but on the in the instructions, you can't see it. So I had to look at the photo. I think it's okay. Yeah, we're getting our witch together here. Keep moving on our witch. Add some more hair, I think. Yeah. I think hair. I don't know. Hair and hat and various other elements of this costume. I mean, we were making a brickheads. Our first brickheads on the stream. My first brickheads ever. I've never been interested in building these for fun or enjoyment. So I've never worked on these. I've seen them, plenty of them. I have friends that enjoy them as projects, but yeah, never really occurred to me as a thing I could just build. The little monsters did a number on me because the monsters come into our world from under the beds. Yes, I could see that being in a movie that, if at the right age or the wrong age, depending on how you look at it, could really mess you up. That makes sense. I'll mention it at the 10 p.m. hour, but this week's Pat Bear's Anime Club, you know, I do it every other Monday. This last episode was about like anime you could watch today or this weekend or last week, you know, like for the holiday. And I talked about some non-spooky shows that I've talked about before, but I also talked about another. And, you know, I recommend it. I had a brief conversation with a friend today on on Twitter about Another, and how like it's really good storytelling and like very compelling for a 12 episode anime series. That like it's better than I think it has any right to be. It's like 2012, so animation is pretty solid. Voice acting is good. There's a couple that are a little heavy-handed, but pretty affecting. Monster Squad is just fun. Another, it's pretty cool. Yeah, it's a pretty cool show. The Exorcist fucked me up when I was a kid. Yeah, The Exorcist isn't for kids. Hey, The Exorcist. That's not a kid's movie. Now, I do think that it's important for kids to like figure shit out like, oh, I do not like this thing, or oh, I like this thing, or okay. Like, I knew very early on in my life that I don't like horror movies or horror TV shows. Not my thing. So I don't watch them. Now, I do like fantasy and monsters and fighting, that kind of thing. I do like that. So a show like Supernatural is pretty cool. I'm never going to finish Supernatural, but it's pretty cool, and I liked what I watched of it. But like, I'm not going to watch that horror anthology TV show his name I can't remember. I know Lady Gaga was in it. I don't remember the name of it, but like, no. If you're like, hey, play our video game, it takes place in an asylum. No, thank you. Congrats on completing a video game. I don't want to play it. I don't want to get scared. I don't like horror video games. I never have, and I don't think I ever will. Kathy Najimy is criminally underrated. You're right, Leo. Kathy Najimy is a fantastic actress. And should have been the lead in movies instead of just... She's a great supporting character, but she can nail it. Oh my god, Supernatural is so good. I stopped watching season 9, though. Yeah, look, at a certain point, they were just going to keep killing the characters I like to make the main guys feel bad. And I get that, but like, I don't know. What if a couple cool characters like stuck around or retired and then just die when I really liked them? They fight God. Yeah. But like, it was at a certain point where I'm just like, hey, stop killing everybody that I like. I know you're going to. You're not going to stop. But what if you stopped killing every character I enjoy? But yeah, I don't like... So I'll say this. So here's the thing. I don't like horror video games so much that the first time that I played the Dead Money DLC for Fallout New Vegas, I enabled cheats because the spooky, dead, undead, zombie-like people that you have to murder, and then you have to dismember because they will come back to life and keep fighting you. Between those characters, and the holograms that just want to murder you, I was like, I hate this. And the fog that wants to murder you, I was like, Dead Money, I hate you so much. Ugh. I mean, that's also like, then like the next DLC is like, kill native people. And you're like, God damn it. This isn't better. The fuck? Harold just won 17 cents on HQ Words, and I won 14 on HQ Trivia earlier. Hell yeah! Harold, congratulations on winning some monies. I think that's rad. Good on you, friend. So like, I'm trying to think of so Fallout New Vegas is one of my favorite games of all time. But all of its DLC is different sorts of very fucked up in ways I don't love. Because it's either Dead Money, which terrified me, and I didn't want to keep playing. Honest Hearts, which was you're like in between, like people that were raised to be like kind of like the Great Khans, kind of like the early raiders in the West, but mostly just like natives, like First Nation peoples, and like kind of being like thrown between that and like deciding who lives and dies in that, which was not great. Big Empty, which is the best of them. Big Empty is incredible. The voice acting is unbelievable. You've got incredible work from what's his name? Dr. Venture. The voice actor for Dr. Venture is incredible in it. All the voice actors are phenomenal in Big Empty. But also there's terrifying creatures. There's these like people that like died and are still moving around because the exoskeletons are moving around, and like the writing in it is phenomenal. I have to look up his name. Let's see. There's just a bunch of. Tell me, James Urbaniak. James Urbaniak is one of the robot, the brains, one of the robo brains in Big Empty, and he's phenomenal. He's the one that definitely isn't smart, and also like programmed his own brain to forget memories of him experimenting on his own dog and feeling sad about it. They like rewrote that so he doesn't remember it, which is sad. There's a lot of sadness in that. And then there's the Divide, the last one, which sucks. You fight invisible enemies, and you can go fuck yourself. Stop giving me invisible enemies to fight. And then a character who, all of the DLC is tied together, and interesting. But also, it gives a backstory to the courier beyond the fact that the courier, the main character of Fallout 4, was shot in the head. It gives a backstory, and that backstory doesn't work with what I did with my character. It worked probably with some people's characters, and I guess it would though. Like, you got shot in the head, you got patched up, and you're a different person. But it felt weird. I didn't love the Divide. I did like the different Eddie. That then the upgrades you got on that Eddie went back. But it's not as it's weird. It's very hit or miss. Are you going to play Outer Worlds? Yes. I am waiting. Well, one, I was waiting for my first paycheck from my new job because I can announce here on this stream that tomorrow I will pay my rent and have money left over. It is incredible. It's an incredible feeling to know that I do not have to wait for my Patreon, which, even though you supposedly get the money in the first day, it takes a full day to do it, and then with it being Friday, I'm not going to get paid out from Patreon until like Monday at the earliest. So the idea that like I have money, Saturday I might buy Outer Worlds and start. I'm also waiting to see if, because it's an Unreal game, so I'm going to wait to see if there are going to be mods. If I haven't looked at Nexus to see what they're doing. I think some people are just doing like, very basic things right now. I can't see I can't see them like really making big strides immediately, but I'm interested to see what kind of mods end up for it. What an enormous weight off the shoulders. Yes, Ultron. It is a huge thing. Like, having just like knowing that today I was going to make some money was very nice. Happy Halloween to you, bless you. We're building a witch. We're almost done with our witch, and we got a vampire to build as well. You can see it on the sides. But yes, welcome. Then we'll go back to working on what we built before. But I want to finish this off here. Gotta get our witch's feet on. I've never done, as I said, never done one of these brickheads. I don't hate this. It's not my favorite Lego set I built on. I dressed up as a creepy doll. Well, that rules, bless you. That's awesome. I hope you creeped people out in a fun and safe way. Oh, this was the This is the witch's hand. That's a witch hand. I didn't realize that until the broom. So we finished here. We finished our witch, which I'll lead like that so you can see. And now we have to build the stand. Second part of this. Jam just subscribed with Twitch Prime. That's 23 months. Jam, thank you so much for that. Let's throw the Bear Cave and Lego emote in there for Jam. Reminder, when we take our pause to the cause, a subscriber who has not won previously will win the Vidar, the 1/100 non-grade Vidar, because they did a bunch of Ironblood Orphans kits and then later started calling them full mechanics, but they didn't call them that at the time. Jam, thank you for subscribing. Appreciate it very much. 23 months is almost 2 years. You are an early adopter, and that's why you are. That's rad, and that rules. So thank you so much for that. I gotta remember to do. Oops, I don't want to do that. Hell yeah! Thank you so much. Thanks for everybody hanging out tonight. I know that, like I said, it's that weird. Thursday is a weird thing, right? So like, when Halloween's on a Wednesday, you party the weekend before. When Halloween is on a Monday, you party the weekend before. When Halloween is on a Friday or Saturday, well, you might party on the 30th and then also that Saturday. Or if it's on a Sunday, you're partying that Saturday and maybe also that Friday. But when it's on a Thursday, I saw one person in costume last Friday. So that's fucking 6 days before somebody was in costume. And I was like, no, that's not. And that Saturday was like, it makes more sense. So it is that weird thing where people are like, well, it's a Thursday. I'm only going to be tired at work one day or whatever. But like, that Friday felt weird to see someone in costume. I was not into it. It made more sense later to see people out and about. Like Saturday, I was like, all right, I guess. Also, just being in a costume by yourself, it's just weird. Sometimes you got to go to work or whatever, but if it's like a Friday night and it was like, I don't know, 10 o'clock, it's like this seems odd. All right, and pieces. Okay. And we're continuing to build our base. I don't know what this is supposed to... Oh, it's like a calendar? I don't know why there's a calendar on the floor. It's weird. Yeah, I don't quite get the math of this bit. Dirty Monkey just subscribed. Evening, Pat and Chat. Evening to you, Dirty. Welcome, welcome. Happy to have you here. Let's throw the Bear Cave emote in there. That's 3 months subscribed at Tier 1. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate that. Thanks for letting the people know. Reminder, folks, if you're a Twitch Prime subscriber, you gotta renew it yourself. It will not auto-renew, but if you are a paid subscriber, you're Tier 1 or Tier 2, it will renew that themselves. So folks that, aren't on top of that, could just do whatever. So I put this on wrong. I don't think it matters. I don't think any of you would have noticed, but I did do it wrong. Oh, now we got to build our cauldron. Fire is hot. Platform is this. Cauldron is here. And then, we'll put a bone in there. You know what? Let's be wild. Let's put 2 bones in there. Because they give us an extra bone, which is nice. So we'll put some bones in our cauldron. You need to know the positions of the moon for the witch purposes. Christian, I guess that's what they're going for. It's like a calendar near a cauldron. All right, there's our cauldron. Harold says, have a good evening, everyone. I'll catch you Saturday. Harold, we'll see you on Saturday for my next build stream. Thank you very much for being here, my friend. As always, have a good one. Thank you for your continued support, Harold. All right, so got to get some purple here. Put this lavender. It's a very good lavender. some purple, more of this lavender. Just kind of giving a witchy woods vibe to it. That goes here. And then put these around it. We do get an extra eye, which is nice. That this Brickheads kit does come with a couple extra pieces. That's very cool. I appreciate that very much. Hello to everybody just joining me tonight. I am wearing a Jedi robe, which is the best costume I could come up with that also allowed me to build. And I didn't really think about it until today that I should probably have some sort of a costume for the stream if I was going to do a Halloween stream. Oh. Missed a piece. Just got the woods. Got our spooky set. We got to do... I got to do our pumpkin. And as I said, for those that weren't here at the beginning, so this is the Brickheads. We got our witch, but this is going to be a pumpkin, but this is definitely 100% a minifig head without a face on it. And that's weird. Feels weird, man. Feels weird. Put that there. And then there's our brick head. And the brick just kind of pops in there. Our witch. Uh-oh, I knocked the tree over. There we go. That's our kit. That's one of two that we're building. Let me put these extras in here. And all right, about an hour. Okay, so that's good. Means that we will finish up our next kit within the stream. We might not get back to our Gerbera. I've got it ready. I've got it right over here. But yeah, there's our witch. Our spooky, spooky witch. Ooh. All right. Well, since we just finished that up, this is a natural point to take our pause to the cause. A reminder, folks, this will go pretty quickly. This is me talking about ways you can support the stream if that's something you'd like to do. We will also figure out who was our winner of our this month's giveaway, because at the end of the last stream of every month, last build stream of every month, I should say, I do a giveaway and give out a model kit that I built in the past, or multiple kits, or Lego set, or Lego sets, depending on the size, and I'll do that. So, first and foremost, let's throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, that witch is ready to do some craft. Indeed, Christian. If you're a subscriber, throw the emotes in there, let the people know that you were a subscriber. I'm going to take my keyboard over here. Subscribing on Twitch using your Twitch Prime coin because you have Amazon Prime, you linked it. Using Cash Money, bits and coins are always appreciated. As I said, there is a leaderboard for bits and coins as well as a leaderboard for gift subs. Gifting a sub. Hey, if you're a subscriber and you use your Twitch Prime coin, you've got like, I got $5. I can do it once. Let somebody in the chat that's not currently a subscriber, like, I don't know, help them out. You don't have to, but thank you. That's always appreciated. Also, I have a Twitch Prime equals free money. Hey, hey, look, you're paying for Amazon Prime. And look, here's the thing. You probably buy stuff on Amazon Prime. You're paying for Amazon Prime. But I bet you don't watch all the movies or videos or TV shows on there. So, like, use that Twitch Prime coin for good, which is me. Buying model kits and stuff, because that's what I use it for. I've got a Patreon. You can join that. Join that tomorrow. Don't join it today because it's the last day of the month, and I charge. When you join, you have to pay. So I'll refund you if you do. I'll refund you for 1 month if you sign up today just to do it. But like tomorrow, patreon.com/PatBear. You get stuff. It's cool. You get videos in advance. You get a Q&A video once a month. It's only for Patreon supporters. It's the only exclusive thing I do for anything. I also have a wish list. These kits were bought off my wish list by an anonymous purchaser. Thank you very much. I try to update it often. I haven't updated in a little while. The Batman Bat Sub looks like a fun kit. I put that in there. There's some One Piece sets. We built 2 of those already. There's a couple other ones that look fun. I put in the Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta because I have not built that, and I'm trying to build all of the Dragon Ball, and it's one of the few that I haven't built. That and Brawly are one of the only ones I haven't built, and Gogeta. Brawly, Gogeta, and that. Oh, and I haven't built the time machine, Trunks' time machine, but that is incredibly expensive right now, and I don't think I'll ever build that. So who knows? But yeah, I got a bunch of kits on there. You can buy something. It's a way to support the stream, and you buy it on Amazon, and it comes to me, and you can leave a note, and then that's fun. That's the way to support the stream. I also have USA Gundam store. Or USA Gundam. Is it USA Gundam? I can't remember. There it is. USA Gundam. USA Gundam store is another place to buy kits. If you don't want to buy something on Amazon, you could buy a gift card there. Don't buy a kit and then try to mail it to me. I don't have an address to give you for that. But you can just be like, hey, I bought you a gift card, here's the code, and then I'll buy something. They have sales a lot. They do pre-orders quite often. That would be cool. That is a way to support the stream, if that's something you'd like to do. You could also donate. And while I stream, any donations that come in to my coffee or my Streamlabs or my PayPal, Streamlabs also notification pops up, which is rad. That goes to me buying model kits. Because model kits are expensive. And I'm trying to pay off some fucking debts. So if you want to buy some kits, that would be rad. Or just give me some money so I can buy kits. Because I put them in the fund. That's my Patreon and Twitch. All that goes into kits and equipment. And I've been lucky. Haven't had to buy any equipment. Knock on wall, because I'm not near any wood. Haven't had to buy any new equipment in a while. Eventually, I have to buy a new chair. Because this chair is not great. It was a gift, and I appreciate it very much, but it is not a great chair. And I sit on it now for hours and hours of my day, and I probably need to get a better chair eventually. And then, we'll get back to building in just a minute, but I want to talk about the Discord, because I got a Discord. It's Build with Baer Discord. You should join it. People post photos of stuff they're working on. I post photos of stuff I'm working on here after I build as my in-progress photos. That's fun. A couple quick links, and then we'll get back into the builds. And we'll talk about some anime. Also, yes, Goose and Honk are things you can put in there. Those are Nightbot commands for people because it's fun to have Nightbot commands. Pat Bear's Anime Club. As I said, I already talked about that. That's fun. You can hear about fun horror shows and spooky shows and good stuff. Background of characters. I put this out yesterday. This background of character. Look, I'll tell you this. I shot this one, and then I took another stab at it. And I didn't like the second one, so the first one went up. I've never done that before. But I did this character, and I was like, well, I'm in Australia, and this bit is about Australia. I'm going to try an Australian accent. That version does not exist. It was not good. It was not funny bad. It was feel bad for me bad, and I don't want to put that out there. So I just did the original take, which was not with an accent. I've never done a take 2 of those videos before, but I was like, could I do this again, but be Australian? And the answer is no. So that's that. I'm going to drink some water. Oh, yeah, that's the Nightbot command that I was going to put in. I don't think did I build water as an echo? We're going to do this live, folks. That is not... oh, yeah, water is the Nightbot command. Yes, Christian just put in water, which said drink some water. I forgot. I did put that in live during the stream. I did do it. I couldn't remember if I did. Oh, got a little water in there. But yeah, I'm going to drink some water. And then we'll talk about anime. Here are all of the anime shows that I watched since last build stream. So that's Black Clover, which comes out on Tuesday. Radiant. After School Dice Club. Cautious hero. The hero is overpowered but overly cautious. Kemono Michi, Rise Up, which all come out on Wednesday, and that's too many shows. And High School Prodigies, Have It Easy, Even in Another World, which comes out on Thursdays. Now, I'm going to say this. As we know, I'm going to talk about anime. Because knowing is power. That's a lot of shows. And one of them is missing. Another show that comes out on Wednesdays that I'm going to watch when the season's over. I'm done watching it in real time. Because last week, I didn't watch it because I streamed on Wednesday and had to make tough choices. And I didn't watch it since, and then I didn't watch the new episode that came out yesterday, and that's Ascendance of a Bookworm. And I know, Christian, you like that show, and I don't really like it. No links half the battle. Thank you, Leo. Yes. I don't really like Ascendance of a Bookworm, and I don't think I'm going to keep watching it, but I might watch it at the end of the season. I think when we're in that weird time where shows are ending and new shows aren't starting yet, but so there's like, it goes from being like 4 shows I watch to like 0 or 1 or 2, that I might go back to it. She has magic now. That sounds cool, but I just right now don't have the interest in that series. Same thing with a show that started late in the season and I haven't picked it up. Assassin's Pride. That looked very generic, and the clips I saw of it were like, all right, so I'm not watching it. But I might watch that in that period in between, because especially this season, a lot of shows came out at once, and then like 2 weeks later, a bunch of other shows came out. So I didn't even start that because I found the anime to be so damn sad. Yeah, Dirty. I right now I'm just like, I've watched the first 3, and I was like, I just don't know if I want to keep watching this, or 4, I don't remember. But I didn't watch last week's, and I didn't watch this week's, and I might just go back to it because there's a lot of anime. And one of the shows I was on the fence about had an episode that I liked this week, so I'm feeling better about that being one of the shows that I'm keeping up on. We'll get to it. First and foremost, we have not had Black Clover, the episode where everyone that feels bad, man, hasn't happened yet, which is rad, because it feels like it's coming. Because this week's wasn't super positive, but it was like, yeah, family, and yeah, rivals, and yeah, teamwork. It wasn't as much teamwork as the last 2 episodes, but this is like 3 episodes in a row where it was fucking like, holy shit. Oh my god, Sulf just said, who won this month's kit? I forgot to do it. I totally forgot. Okay, so let me finish talking about Black Clover, then we'll pause anime talk, and we will draw the winner of this month's kit, because I forgot to do it. Thank you very much for reminding me, Sulf. I would have remembered at some point. I gotta do it. So I'll get some tabs open while I quickly talk about this. But yeah, Black Clover as a whole, you know me, I generally like supporting characters or main characters that kind of look villainous, that don't look quite like your typical mold. So I was really interested in Jack the Ripper, the character, because he's a good guy, but it's definitely a villain. He definitely looks like a villain, but he's a good guy. I think he's one of those like, well, if I join the Royal Knights, then I get to use magic on people they don't like, so I'll do that. But yeah, Jack and his constant rivalry with Yami is so great, and they're so fun together. I really enjoyed that. So that was good. We've got like Noelle rescuing the siblings that haven't come around, as Noelle being great. And we'll see that. That's going to play out. Acknowledgement about Yami. Yami power is kind of OP. I mean, here's the thing about Yami. He's got a lot of power. He has darkness slashes, but his powers are weak to a lot of things, and his biggest advantage is the fact that he can read chi or ki. Uh, and he's one of only a couple people that even knows what that is. So uh, he's pretty damn strong. But he also like got stronger as the show has gone on. He didn't start completely overpowered. He's gotten that way. Yami's pretty rad. Also, Finral being appreciated, but also being scared of Jack is funny to me. That was fun. Anyway, it was a fun episode, and we're gonna see. The preview for next week tells us that we are going to see Noelle kind of doing what her mom, like kind of acting like her mom fought, fighting like her mom, and her mom who died in childbirth, and which is probably the resentment her family has about her, and also the fact that she, and then turned out to be like not strong, but really not strong, just like couldn't control her magic. She's too good. Her magic is too strong, and she was never ever able to get a handle on it. It's not that she's a bad magician. She's just got too much goddamn power. That opening is so good. Christian, that opening is one of the... I think Black Clover right now and Fire Force have like the best openings, because I just like good shonen shit. Just like so good. Really good stuff. Anyway, okay, so let me do the drawing now, because it's time for the drawing. Use a random number generator. I've downloaded every current subscriber. If they didn't, everybody that is currently a subscriber, if gifted or not, because we did Xandra one month, and she was just being gifted a subscription, which is very nice. We'll win that, so I'm going to click this. I got to click my parameters for random number generator. Parameters have been set, and the winner is... Please not it. Thank you. Our winner is Lord Crashington, which means that 2 months in a row, the Lords reign supreme. Because last month's winner was Lord Stockton, and this is Lord Crashington, who I don't think is here tonight. Lord Crashington, I will send a message. Dirty, I will write that down, that you are not interested in winning, and that is fine. There's a few of you that are not looking for that. So I will message Lord Crashington after the stream and try to get contact info, and I hope that Lord Crashington gets back to me so I can mail it out on Saturday, because I don't want to wake up super early to go to the post office. That's the only way I would be able to go with my current day job. So I really want to go on Saturday. I mean, I guess I could ask someone to mail it for me, but I don't want to do that. Got a lot of black pieces here in this. All right, great. So Lord Crashington, congratulations. Solf, thank you very much for reminding me. Oh, we're building a bat first. That rules. Let's build a bat. All right, so moving on to our anime. The anime episode. Are you creating any streams for the kids this time around? So, Dirty, I am not doing that. My schedule right now is, well, one, it's ever-changing and very busy, and I just didn't have the time. I've done 2, because I did the Extra Life, the Giant Bot Community Extra Life this year, and then I guested on a couple streams. I might show up on someone's stream. I'm not doing one of my own. I'm doing my own Saturday night, but just normal build stream. But I've done a couple charity streams this year. Oh yeah, so I did Extra Life. I did helped out Kate Starks with raising money for St. Jude, and then I've guested on some stuff. So I think I'm done doing my that for the year. But I might appear on someone's stream, either from the comfort of my own home or going into an office. None of that has been confirmed. All of that is up in the air, and I hope it happens. But right now, it's not looking like it will. So I will just do what I did. What I most likely will do what I did, which was last year during Will Smith's stream to help the subscription or the funds going. I was doing like, if we get to this number, I'll do this, and it was revealing embarrassing photos of myself that I would post on Twitter. That was my like way to get the subscription ball rolling, because that felt like a good, easy way to do that. Was just to share some embarrassing photos as mini fundraising goals. So I'll definitely do that. Getting back to the anime, I'm gonna refresh my anime list here. Anime. Okay, Radiant. I've been talking about how this was. Now, I wasn't super into this season so far, and a thing happened that you don't see in shonen. Now, Radiant is in season 2. It is the story of a misfit, a guy who has magic, and in this world, if you have magic, you are generally have some sort of curse assigned with it. Some of them look like demons. Some of them have various oddities to them. But to have magic is to be cursed. Seth, our main character, is trying to basically destroy this thing that caused a lot of problems. Trying to find Radiant. He's looking for this thing, and he's going to put an end to a lot of the magic bullshit that's been happening. But here's the thing. A lot of people are like, no, including like a secret organization that like is trying to stop him and hunt him. So he's going to go on this wild adventure, which is season 2, and he's like, before I go, I'm going to go on this adventure. I don't want the friends I made along the way to come with me. One of whom, like, a lot of discrimination. Yes, Christian. There's basically, people don't like it that you have magic. Generally, they don't enjoy that. They're in a place right now where magic is pretty cool, but for most of the world, if you've got magic, they will begrudgingly hire you to defeat monsters, but they also don't like it, and they don't like you for having magic. And so it's a rough place. So Seth made some friends, but he was like, including like a guy who ended up being reborn, is now a young version of himself, and it's weird. And a girl who has a split personality. She's trying to get better at being a sorceress, and there's a version of her that is very skilled at it. They also, his friends showed up in this world. Now, he didn't want to bring them because Seth went through a transformation. He lost track of who he was. He was very afraid that he was going to hurt his friends, so he didn't tell them where he was going and left without them. And of course, his friend, she's always been looking for people that would accept her for who she is, because her split personality has always fucked things up. And so being abandoned by the person that she thought understood really messed her up. Seth fucked up. He is the shonen protagonist. He is the main character in a shonen, and he fucked up real bad and hurt someone, and he didn't fix it by the end of the episode. And yes, at some point he will most likely fix it. Probably. But for a shonen to have long-term repercussions, apparently, and to not have things wrap up, to have a main character's selfishness be not only acknowledged, but considered to be an actual negative. Because a lot of shonen main characters, begrudgingly, you respect their choices because they are the hero of the story. First thing I hear coming back to the stream is fucked up. So, Zabi, sometimes you got to talk about it, right? But yeah, I haven't been particularly thrilled the new characters that got introduced. I mean, there is a weird old man or older man who's covered in hair who's an odd character. There's a couple characters that I'm like, all right, you seem okay. But overall, I'm not like, Oh, the word's fucked up. Did I say the word's fucked up, or am I talking about something fucked up? I think I said the word fucked up, probably, because it is. He fucked up. But yeah, it's interesting. There's a two. They were the. Those are the first two words I got from the stream before an ad. Hey, why does Twitch do that? Why does it start the stream and then show an ad? Just show the ad. Don't show me what I'm about to see if I stay for the ad. That seems weird. I know what I want to see. That's a side thought of how that's weird. That's a weird thing they do. Oh, I got a wing for our bat. Hell yeah. But yeah, Radiant. Wasn't super into it this season so far. Sort of more into it now. Excited to see where it goes. Got some visions. Gonna have a new character show up. I hope they don't have Seth's friends show up when he needs them most. And I hope that his making it up to them and making things right takes some time. Again, one of the other people dressed as Edward Scissorhands at Where I Am made many references. There you go. I have to watch it, says Christian. Yeah, I mean, I liked this episode of Radiant, as I said. Overall, I thought it was a solid episode. I'm excited to see next week's. You're pretty good at hedges. That's fun. Okay, so the best show of this season continues to be After School Dice Club. It's a beach episode. There's a bath. It's a whole thing. So generally, beach episodes are awful. This beach episode is not awful because my favorite part of it is they go. Miki's aunt runs a resort at a small town that's a beach town, and they can just go to the beach right after that. Well, they do a bunch of sightseeing the first day, and the second day they're like, yeah, beach. And instead, it's raining. So their beach stuff is just messed up by the rain. It's a lot about friendship and fun and Miki loving games. So Sazabi, it's not. Now, generally, when you have a beach episode, look, are they in bathing suits? Yes. Is that the joke or the point of the episode? No. Because generally, the beach episode is the episode that is the fan service episode. That is the whole point of fan service. This is not a fan service episode. It just happens to be they're on vacation, and it's more about the characters having some time together. So we finish our bat. Put the bat there. After School Dice Club is still the fucking best. They play a local game, a game that they'd never heard of that is a lot like shogi, but is a local variant. And they do the history of that. And there's a young boy that shows up that they play games with, and Miki remembers how she didn't like the game because she didn't understand how to play, and she's able to help him have a good time and play. And it's just a nice episode. I will say that last week's episode, or there have been moments in the show that are a little more character-driven than I would have expected. But overall, it is just the story of friends loving playing tabletop and card games and dice games and just spending time together and appreciating games and having fun. And it's just a sweet, sweet show. It's on Hulu, After School Dice Club. It is my highest recommendation of a show this season to watch. It's also on Funimation, if you have Funimation. If you don't have Hulu. I'm watching it subbed on Hulu. I believe it's dubbed, or it's dubbed and subbed, or just subbed on Funimation. I don't remember, because I don't pay attention to dubs. But yeah, After School Dice Club. my highest recommendation. This episode was great. It continues to be great. Um, and looks like we're going to get the owner of the store next week. Yeah, I mean, Sazabi, there have been some good dubs out there. And also, if that's the only way you can watch a show, then watch the show that way. There, there are some good voice actors out there. I am of the opinion that simul dubs are not great for anime. Yeah, Castlevania's is good, but I think simul dubs are actually a problem because I think that a dub that understand that a voice director who can look at the bigger picture, who isn't just looking at week to week, who can make choices for characters and they can make changes, is better off than, hey, we need you here every week to do this. For simul dubs, yes, simul dubs. I'm not necessarily in favor of. There's a dub right now coming out that's the season aired already, and now they're doing the dub for Isekai Cheat Magicians. And I think that's the better way to do it. Put it out there. Let it exist. Let people watch it. See all the episodes. Feel it out. And then do the dub. Start the dub while the show's going on. But I think simul dubs are often very rushed. And I don't think are as good. But yeah. Okay, so we got an overly cautious hero. Cautious hero. The hero is overpowered but overly cautious. Better episode. First of all, the song still fucking rips. Still fucking owns. The entrance song is still probably the best part. There are two things. The entrance song I think is great for Cautious Hero, and the closing theme being animated like the goddess is a Vocaloid, I think is a fun idea. I think that's a fun presentation. Pretty good episode. The funny parts were more funny than previous ones. The running gag of, how'd you make that? Synthesis. I took this thing, and one of your hairs from the goddess. And her being appreciative but also creeped out. Sazabi, I'm always happy. I think we peaked at 15 tonight. Always happy when people want to tune in to hang out. Always grateful for that. I think last night was a little light as far as playing Jackbox, but I'm also thrilled when anyone comes. It is a rough thing and a continuous effort, but yeah, always grateful for that. But yeah, Cautious Hero, fine. It's a fine show. Like I said, I think the opening song fucking rips, and I think overall it's an okay show that I wish was better than it is. But I think it succeeds way more than Kemono Michi, which I just wish it was better. I just wish Kemono Michi was a better show because the premise fucking rules. The idea of taking a wrestler named Animal Mask and being you're an animal man, you fight monsters, we'll summon you, and he's just no, I love animals. It's such a fun premise. Now, I've said that I think that one of the big mistakes that the show makes is that in this world, wrestling is MMA. So he's finding monstrous demon animals and demon beasts, monster animals, and he's he wants to eventually open up a pet store, which this world doesn't have. The fantasy world he's in. So yeah, he was summoned to fight demon beasts, and he's no, I'm going to tame them and hang out with them. There's also a running gag where they've never addressed this character by name. There's just an ant, an anthropomorphized ant, like with them. And the ant got to do some stuff in this episode, which was the best part. But okay, so wrestling is real in this anime and not written and and planned out in advance, which is fine. But I wish it wasn't because I think it would be better if it wasn't. So anyway, so he got summoned from the real world, right? Now, most of the time when you're watching an isekai, very few isekais involve traveling back between worlds. Inuyasha did it. Dog Days did it at the end. There are some examples of traveling between worlds. Most of the time, you're stuck in that world either forever or until you do the thing, and then you get to leave. So we went to the other world, or our world, I guess, or the world that he started in, and we run into Mao, Demon Lord. That's his wrestling name. So Dirty, I mean in this context, in the context I mean here is, wrestling is written and predetermined, but in this world, in Kemono Michi, wrestling is the equivalent to boxing or MMA. It is a pure sport that is never talked, no one talks about that. It's not there breaking kayfabe. There is nothing to break. It is presented as sport. It is a contest. It is Greco-Roman wrestling. It is, it's like Tiger Mask, indeed. So, takes a little inspiration from that, certainly. So, so we find Mao, which is Demon Lord. That was his big competitor, and he's a broken man. Animal Mask was his rival, and he could never beat Animal Mask. And then Animal Mask disappeared one day. So the end of the episode is Mao being summoned. So how do you fight a hero from another world? Well, you summon a demon lord from another world. So that was his wrestling persona, was as the demon, like Finn Balor. But now he's just a dude. And that could be interesting. I don't know if it will be. This show is weird in ways that I'm like, I don't know. I still don't know. It's pretty funny. I think it could be funnier or more interesting. And then I also maybe wish it wasn't a comedy because it's not super successful. But it's got a premise I like. And it also, it is definitely hurt by the fact that there are a bunch of parodies of isekais out. And weird isekai. There's one, and we'll get to it, normal isekai. But they're mostly not, they're mostly all versions and parodies. Like the last show I'll talk about, like I just talked about Cautious Hero. And then High School Prodigies have it easy even in another world. The Prodigies show is just a straight up isekai. And it was an interesting episode. We are presented with what might be an actual threat to them, which has been interesting because up to this point they have had zero threats. They have just run wild on this world. It's kind of interesting. So it's 7 very intelligent or interesting or skilled characters that were already like unbelievable in their regular world, brought into this fantasy world, and now they're like, well, we're going to take over and change it forever. And one of the ways they do it is they're like, there's no religion, so this one group got rid of all religions, this group that they're going to overthrow. So they're like, well, an easy way for us to do this is, let's bring back religion. So they make their guy who's a magician, who is a sleight-of-hand magician, and they basically call him a god and say they're angels supporting their god. It's a whole thing. It's fine. There's some good character work. There's some good minor character stuff. There's characters dressed as bunny girls, which, here's the thing. The classic bunny girl costume, which is the bikini-like outfit with bunny ears, it's a staple. But feels really weird in a world where animal people, like anthropomorphized like cat people and wolf people are also real. To have like an elf wear bunny ears feels like people wouldn't like that, I don't think. I think people would think that is rude. I don't know. I'm probably thinking too much into it. Uh, look, here's the thing. Prodigies stands out because it is a traditional isekai in a season full of, well, it's an isekai, but it's just about books and a sad girl trying to read. An isekai that is, what if the hero was a joke and nonsense? Isekai. The isekai that is, what if it was a wrestler and he didn't want to do the adventuring? And then one that is a comedic take on of a self-aware character that knows what isekais are, understands her position, is way overpowered but doesn't want to be overpowered and wants to live a normal life, which is the best of the shows, and my second favorite show of the season, which is Didn't I Say to Make My Abilities Average in the Next Life, which is a very strong show. So it's a weird season to have like the isekais are odd this season. But a lot of good shows. And the shonen is all good. All the shonen is good. Everything from Fire Force and Dr. Stone and Radiant, as I said, is getting better. It's not my favorite, but it's all right. And let's see, what else? One Piece is great. I'm not watching Naruto right now, but I have friends who are watching Boruto, I should say, that are loving it because they went back in time, and so you get all those Naruto characters, and that's fun. You get like a moment where Hinata is like meets Boruto, and he's like, "Oh, it's weird that you're talking to that guy. You never talk to strangers." And she's just like, "I don't know. I'm comforted by him. He seems nice." And you're like, "That's your son in the future. Time travel is fucking weird. Fucking very weird." But yeah, all the isekais are not isekais. All the shonen shows are great this season, and even like Food Wars, which is, I guess, people have debated, but I feel like Food Wars is a shonen show. It's only weird because the internet made it weird. Yeah, I mean that's fair. But yeah, a lot of good shows this season, in a lot of different styles, a lot of different types of shows. Not a lot of slice of life. I would say Anime Dice Club is definitely a slice of life show. And I don't know if I can think of another one off the top of my head. And there are some that I'm not watching. Like, I'm not watching. There's a ton of shows I'm not watching. I'm not watching the basketball show that some people really like. I'm not watching Assassin's Pride, which I've heard some good things about. I'm not watching Alicization, the Sword Art Online show, because I stopped watching last season, so I'm not going to keep going with it. I really didn't like the last season and didn't finish it. There's a bunch of, I'm sure there's other shows that I'm just like not paying attention to. There's some stuff on Hulu that I'm not watching. I think there's a cop show there's that show there's a guy with a no gun. There's a show where it's a detective noir show, but the guy has a gun for a head. I'm not watching that. I don't know if that's good or not, but I'm not, there's the Sherlock Holmes show where it's what if Sherlock Holmes had a bunch of friends and they were all young men, which I'm not watching. No Gun Life, says Lashbrook. That's what it's called. Thank you, Lashbrook, for letting me know about No Gun Life. But yeah, you're digging it so far. Yeah, I just haven't watched it. I mean, look, I'm watching 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm watching 13 shows this season. It's a lot of anime. I was watching 14 and I dropped the show because I was watching, like it's just a lot. Wasn't Isekai High School supposed to be getting another season? I believe it is. Yes, I believe it's getting another season. And also a show that isn't Isekai. Isekai. It might as well be an Isekai. A regular at Magic School, which is not an Isekai. It is just, but the main character is so overpowered, it might as well be. That show I think is getting another season. That was a double series and a movie. Movie's not great, but good. That show is just comfort. That is a comfort show. Like that dude is just that main character is so overpowered, and the minor characters are fun. And then also it's weird. That show is also like people are like, "Oh, hey, should I check that out?" And I'm like, maybe. It's got that thing where like the main character and his sister are like definitely in love, and it's not cool, and they kind of try to justify it in the fact that like he gave up his humanity to become stronger so he could protect her, and she's like always going to be dedicated to her. She's always going to be dedicated to him for what he did for her, and he's also awesome. And like characters comment on it, they're like, "Are you, brother? What is happening right now?" And they're like, "Ha ha ha," but not really. And she's like very jealous, and they are blood related, and it is not cool at all. And why is this in this anime? I don't know. It doesn't. What? It's an odd thing. So that's a weird fucking show. But like I said, it's also like, if you want to watch an isekai that doesn't take place in a different world. Also, the uniform design is fucking rad. The character design in that show is great. I don't know. I'm going to finish this off, so we'll go past 11 if we have to, but I am going to complete this kit because y'all deserve it. So I will continue to work on it. But, yes, Christian, the main male and female characters on that show are our brother and sister by blood and are definitely in love with each other in a way that is commented on in the show as being fucking weird. And is. And there is a point where another character talks about how she definitely has a crush on him and knows that she can't compete with his sister. It's and everyone's like, yeah, there's no way you're not gonna win. And you're like, fucking weird. It's a weird show. Weird show. Vampire Fang's coming in, but also like, yeah, that's what I said. It's such a weird thing to be like, I don't know. The fight scenes are cool. Leo and some of the other supporting characters are awesome. So it's a world where everyone has magic, right? And most of them are like figured out how to do spells that add like math involved with the spells. Like the ancient spells, they've added technology to increase their abilities, right? And then some characters are just like old school about it, including this one guy who uses like basically his wand is a big metal like gauntlet, and his magic is so that it doesn't break when he hits people. Like he has he focuses on reinforcement magic so that his punches don't break his device and he can hit harder. And like they're like, he's using that voice activated. That's very old school. And I just think that's just like such a fun, like smart, cool little choice of like, oh, these people are swords users, and this person uses ice really well, and this person uses like fucking wind and poison. And then this dude, he just uses magical reinforcement so he could punch. It rules. There's some stuff about that show that I do genuinely like. As I said, there's also caveats, and it's weird. And it's weird. But there are caveats in everything, right? There's, I would say, the only show. There are a few anime that I can just say, this is rad, this rules, you can just watch it, you will like it. Laid Back Camp, I think, is a show that there is not an episode that I don't like. There are a couple that are a little slow and maybe not necessarily a lot happens, but they're funny and cute. But I think that show does not have a bad episode. Whereas, like, another show that I really love, New Game, I don't love the second season as much as the first season. So it's like, I think New Game rules. I think the second season is weaker than the first. But overall, first season, fucking great. So I don't know. But yeah, I think everything's like got those caveats. Like, some of my friends, some of my friends like the show more than I do. But I think Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid is a good show. But a lot about the girl that is in love with Kana is creepy and weird in ways that are not great. And then there's just a bunch of characters that are like big old warning sign characters where you're like, oh, could we not have this joke? What if this joke wasn't in this? Oh, what if this character wasn't around? So it is a tough thing to like easily recommend. But I think the story is kind of cool and some of the characters are very cool. It's like, it's hard to sell. Or like in the video I put out Monday talking about some monster and Halloween appropriate but not scary anime, I talked about Interview with Monster Girls. Don't watch the OVA. It's called episode 13. It shouldn't be called episode 13 because it's the OVA. It's a 12 episode series with an OVA because the OVA is bad. In a similar fashion, they didn't put the first OVA is not of that time I got reincarnated as slime. The first OVA is not on Crunchyroll, but the second one is, and the second one is the worst episode of that show. It is straight up not a good episode. And it's a bummer to have that, like, be something that someone might watch. Now, luckily, they don't call it episode 26 or whatever. They just call it an OVA or an OAD or whatever, original whatever. Because it's just a Blu-ray extra. But yeah, it's not a good episode. Brings down the whole series by being not as great. And that's a bummer. Alright. We got a Vampire Nose. The nose knows, folks. Keep working on our vampire here. Our vampire, as they say. Speaking of vampires, you just watch Hellsing. I think the new Hellsing, the newest Hellsing, is a great watch and an enjoyable watch. I think Vampire Hunter D is fantastic, and I would say you should do that and get that. But Robot Crank just gave, wow, that's 1,000 bits plus a bonus 100 because of Terminator. Robot Crank, thanks so much. Jumping ahead of the leaderboard on the last day of the month. But thank you so much for that. Really appreciate it. Let's throw the Bear Cave with the Lego moats in there. And thank Robot Crank also right at the end of the stream. I mean, we're going to keep going. We're going to go over 11 because I'm going to finish this because nothing feels weirder to me than working on a vampire Lego set on Saturday, November 2nd. That feels real weird. So we're definitely going to finish this. Also, we're almost done anyway, so it's not like we got a lot left to do. But yeah, thank you so much, Robot Crank. And then Saul says, I visited a comic book store in my town for the first time and was dumbfounded by their wall of Gundam kits. Hell yeah. They had Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon trading card game deck box. I asked them if they were fans of the Bear Cave. Solve that rules. I love a good Gundam wall. Hey, look, comic book stores, they gotta figure their stuff out, right? They probably have a distributor who is just like, hey, we also sell these things. We want to try this out. The trading card game for Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon feels like something that someone requested, and they're like, I guess we have this now? That feels like an odd ad. Someone on the staff must be really into it. Yeah. A Gundam wall, I think, is always like a cool find in a comic book store or whatever, There's a couple stores that I don't frequent as much because I get my comics digitally these days. So I don't visit as much as I used to, but they would have some stuff. It's just a deck box for card games in general. Oh, it's like a card holder? But yeah, no, it's still weird. It's still a weird pull. Because, like, the second season did okay here in the U.S. And they have a game that apparently is pretty fun that people like. But, like, Danmakai, like, is it a super well-known show? Although, the second season is good. And the first season is as good. Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon is a good show with a bad name. That's a good action show with good characters. They invited me to their build group, so maybe I'll build a Gundam for the first time in 20 years. Solve? That would be rad. No pressure. You don't have to, obviously. I'm not putting any pressure on you. I hope they weren't putting pressure on you. But that sounds cool, and build clubs are fun. Comic book store was where I found the one kit that would get me into WH-40K models, the massive Baneblade tank. I just can't see spending $120 for a kit. Dirty it is. Look, sometimes those big kits. Ooh, I love this hair. I like this hair. Look at that. Look, the expensive kits, a lot of times, yeah, it's a lot. It's an investment, right? And especially if you're like not really into that. Or imagine that you were getting into it, you had friends into it, you're playing, and then you start buying like the big fun ones that are like a lot of money, and then your friends are like, yeah, I don't know, I think I'm over it. And you're like, but I just invested a lot of money in this hobby. Oh no. That could be real rough. Oh, the bat fits on. Oh, that's awesome. Look at that. Bat friend. And it's almost 11 o'clock. We made it. So we did a bat and a witch. I'll put those there so you can see them. Looking all cool. Let me get these extra pieces. There are some extra pieces, which is good. We got a bat and we got a witch. And these are fun kits. This was our first Brickheads. This is not a Brickheads, but it might as well be. I mean, it's more of a body, I guess. Cool vampire. I like this cape a lot. I like his big pants that like taper. Very fun. I think the bat is cute. This is a good kit. They're good little kits. Thank you to the anonymous person that purchased these for me, so I could build them on stream. And that is gonna do it. Enough of that. That is gonna do it for the Build with Baer workshop for Thursday, October 31st. Reminder: my next build stream is on Saturday. Lord Crashington's. I'm going to send a message to Lord Crashington tonight about winning. Thank you very much for hanging out with me tonight. I hope you can join me on Saturday. The Gerbera, we're going back to the Gerbera. We're going to finish that. And when we finish that, if we finish that on stream and there's time, we'll start our next kit, which is the manga sword and sword version of the Shenlong Gundam, which is the most modern kit I've built because it's a late 2019. Very excited about that. But thanks so much for being here, everybody. I am going to run an ad because I make a little bit of money by running ads. So if you don't see the ad, you'll just see a pre-show screen. You can click away or whatever. If you do see an ad, I don't know, maybe watch it. That would be helpful for me. Thanks so much, everybody, and goodbye.